Welcome, everyone. It's Contagious Games, Podtagious podcast, episode number 7. I am Pete. We have Kyle and Matt with us. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so first off, we have some news from Contagious Games. We have news on the puppy hunt front. Puppy hunt is coming along excellently. We are at probably, I'd like to say 70% done. What do you think, Matt?
85.
85? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with 85 then.
Somewhere in between 70 and 85.
So we have some art to finish, and then it's mostly polishing and testing.
Fun stuff.
Yep.
Then it's going to be on Xbox Live Indies.
Yep. When it's finally done, and hopefully PC, if we can figure that out. Okay, and also I would like to announce that we're going to be starting dev plays for Contagious Games, where it'll mostly be Kyle and I. Maybe Matt will join us, maybe Steve as well. We're going to be playing through games, and then we'll be picking topics of what we like and talking about the mechanics of them and seeing how they work and function and what we liked about them, what we disliked about the games.
Indeed. That should be fun.
And so for our first topic of the day, I think Todd wanted us to go with politics, and we're not really big on politics. Todd wants us to talk about politics. He can freaking come in and show up. So for your first topic, Todd, I say fuck you.
Should totally leave that in.
The next topic that Todd sent to us was for Nintendo doing mass claims for revenue from YouTube Let's Play type of videos, which really they have all the right to do this because it is their content that's streaming through and people play through their games to do this. And they are not the first game company to do this, nor will they be the last. Activision has done it, as well as EA and Square. And
Yeah.
what do you guys think about this?
There's an article on Joystick that goes through it, and at the bottom they have a quote from Nintendo saying, "Unlike other entertainment companies, we have chosen not to block people using our intellectual property," which I'm actually happy when companies do that. I don't mind companies taking advertising revenue. Of course I'm not like a YouTube video master, but I don't mind seeing ads in front of gameplay videos. It doesn't bother me. I don't know how much of a pain it is for legit companies. It would be interesting to see how legit companies react to this. Their advertising revenue getting taken from a company, but it makes sense. It's a logical move, and I think it's good to do that. Better to do that than to just strip the videos from YouTube, which is something a lot of people were doing a few years back.
Yeah, I can see that. These games are their intellectual properties. They're not saying don't make them, but they're just gonna put their ads in front and get the revenue from whatever that video makes. So I could see like companies, Rooster Teeth and other people that do Let's Play videos, they might shy away from Nintendo games now, but really, if people want to see them playing these games, they're going to make them anyways. They'll make revenue some other way through merchandising or whatever. So this type of move doesn't really affect them too much, but it might affect them a little.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, honestly. I think it's way better than stripping videos.
It's way better than just saying nope, blocking everything, and then no video gets shown. Well, Kyle, what did you have to talk about?
Let's see. Well, I wanted to discuss the new Steam trading card games, which is pretty interesting. So it's sort of like a new achievement system, more of a global achievement system for their entire store, really, where you play certain games like Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, Team Fortress 2, Portal 2, etc. And you do specific things in the games and you unlock these cards for your inventory. and then you can use these trading cards to give to people, or you can use them to unlock specific things like new profile backgrounds, badges, emoticons, which is kind of funny, coupons, and other things that they choose. I think it's kind of a interesting system, and I actually like the idea of a global prize system for your online account.
That does sound cool. Although, how many of these do you think exist that are just straight emoticons? That would kind of piss me off if I bought a pack of these cards and like 90% of them were just stupid emoticons.
Well, the currency, you're not gonna buy them, go out of your way to purchase them like a booster pack or anything. It's you unlock them through playing video games.
Still, if most of the unlocks are emoticons, yeah.
I think it's
Like,
a pretty
you
cool.
just unlocked smiley winky face. Oh, God.
Well, you don't you don't unlock it. You purposefully go out of your way to buy it. So you'd buy a winky face if you really wanted to.
And then link it to all your Steam friends. You just purchased winky face.
Post it on Facebook. You just purchased the Valentine's heart. It's kind of along the same lines as the avatar unlocks, I suppose, in Xbox, where they put 4 or so avatar unlocks in games nowadays that you can get.
Yeah, I've seen those. Or they hand them out at PAX and gaming conventions like that.
Then there's Avalanche, who are, what did they make? Just Cause. They made Just Cause. They were working on a steampunk sandbox game, and then they canceled it recently. They announced they had put it on ice. That's what they termed it.
That is so sad because steampunk is awesome.
Yeah, steampunk theme is really, really nice, and I'm surprised a lot of video games haven't used that theme.
Yeah, I think the closest theme I've seen to a true steampunk game is BioShock, and that's about it.
Yeah,
I can't really think of anything else. Just Bioshock.
When you go to PAX, for example, you see a big audience for steampunk, and you see a lot of steampunk tabletop games and such. So
Yeah, that's about it. Like, you see all these steampunk tabletop games, not one video game except for BioShock.
yeah, so there's definitely an audience for steampunk games, and we just haven't gotten any. Surprised.
There is one supposedly in the works for Contagious Games, but that's not conclusive yet.
There's that steampunk game. I forget who was working on it, but they announced that it was called. I think they actually named their game Steampunk or something of that sort. That's coming out. We'll see. Maybe that game will make the steampunk genre bigger,
Become the next thing.
and better. The next zombie genre.
Yeah.
The next topic I had in mind was EA ending their online pass program.
Finally.
I'm actually surprised by this because I guess I didn't really realize that it was failing, but obviously it was. And it was kind of a lot of people were against it at the beginning, but I felt that people were just accepting it as a thing. And it's more of a way to prevent resale than it is to make it, I don't know, to make everybody else a hassle, I guess. I don't know. I'm happy to see it go. It was just kind of one of those DRM features that were annoying.
Yeah, I never really used it much, but yeah, it's good to see it go. It was pretty terrible from what I experienced.
I feel like I purposefully went out of my way to not use it. Like I wouldn't get a game that
I wouldn't doubt it. I probably did too. What about you, Matt? Did you play a lot of EA games on there?
I kind of didn't even know it was there until you brought it up.
Matt, oblivious to things.
What is it? Just humor me here.
So, when you purchased a new game, you got an online pass inside of the game box that you had to register when you logged into the game's multiplayer so you could play. And
I think I have experienced that.
if
Yes.
you decided to sell your game back to the game store, you would not, the person who purchased your game wouldn't be able to use online unless they had that pass. So they'd have to purchase it on the online in the online store.
So they'd have to buy it twice if they did that.
Well, it was only around $10 to $15 for an online pass usually, but
Still.
I can see why that didn't affect me.
yeah. So what's your guys' take on season passes for download content? Do you like it?
I think they're a good thing for the most part. There are some parts of it though that really grind against me about it. I don't like some of the things like when you buy a season pass, you're basically forced to do everything for it. Some of the content you might not want, there only might be 2 or 3 things from it you want where you have to get all of them together. I think that's kind of a waste.
Matt, you have an opinion?
I feel like it's kind of a gamble that everything that they're gonna release for it, you're gonna want,
Yeah.
and that's probably not gonna be the case, at least in
Yeah.
my experience.
Yeah, I think it's a good concept to
Yeah.
package a bunch
Yes.
of download content together, but I don't see the value in purchasing a season pass for a game's download content that you don't even know is going to be good. And also, my only experience so far with season passes is Borderlands 2. I bought the season pass back when it was on sale during Christmas, and I I've seen a bunch of download content come out for Borderlands that I looked up and I was like, oh, I wonder if this was included in the season pass. Oh, no, it is not included in the season pass.
Yeah.
So, so far, my experience hasn't been very good with the season pass. It's just not, it doesn't include what I wanted. So I don't know.
Yeah, it seems to only include like the first expansions that they really plan on making, and after that, it's basically you have to get the other ones yourself or just be screwed out of them.
I think I saw for one game it was like $70 season pass or something like that because they were planning on 10 DLCs for the game. I don't remember what it was for, but this is insane. Buy
And
10.
then the DLCs would be something stupid. They wouldn't even be like a big DLC for the game. It would be like get the next costume or whatever.
Yeah, I much prefer the concept, or yeah, the concept of after you've released all your DLC for the game, you release a complete collection. I like that
Yeah,
more so
Yeah, I
than
like that too.
the
I
season
agree.
passes. It was really valuable for games like Oblivion and Fallout.
The Game of the Year edition that some games do, where it just includes all of the major DLC and game. I like that rather than just here's a season pass. We don't really know what we're gonna make yet, but we assure you it'll be something you want. By the way, it's $70.
Yeah.
We also have a thing in the pipes for Contagious Games of the community getting together to play with the devs. I was tossing this idea around whether to talk about it or not because we don't really have it fleshed out.
Yeah. I think it'd be really cool if we had more Facebook likes.
Yeah, if we could get more attention. I was going to see how the Let's Plays for us doing the dev play would go.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get all the recording and crap situated before we start something like that, because we're gonna record it.
It's an idea we've been tossing around the community dev plays for a game like Minecraft where we could set up a small quest system since there's no real quests in Minecraft and have people join our server to fight through a dungeon and stuff like that and help save like a villager where one of the final bosses would be us that you have to fight against. I think we could create a good enough experience for the players to enjoy that.
Yeah.
And then we could also do other games as well, more sandbox-like games or just other experiences in Minecraft. We're pretty good at stuff like that. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's a good idea. So we can incorporate our minor amount of fans if they get interested enough. And if all else fails, then it's just fun to play games with people.
I say go for it.
You may even see Matt in the game too.
That
It,
is
it
a
might
very big May.
it might take Kyle and I holding a knife to his throat to do this, but it will happen. Speaking of which, our first dev play should be going into the Ender.
Going into it.
Yes.
Did you get
Also,
your recordings situated?
I have gotten my recording situated. Also, for people wondering, I told you on Facebook that we would be having puppy hunt videos coming soon. They are still coming. I just have not gotten to editing them yet. They are coming though, I promise. As well as a Plague playthrough to show people the awesomeness of Plague.
Who's going to be playing through it?
Me.
That's gonna be boring.
You will get to see the hours and hours of Plague that I played.
We should get a deathmatch going for a playthrough.
A death match of Matt versus I. That's a really boring death match.
Well,
We know the game a little too much that, yeah. It comes to a stalemate almost. Usually Matt wins in the end because he's better with the centipede gun.
I love that gun.
Pete, have you played any other MMOs, recent MMOs?
Other than WoW, it would be Star Wars was the last recent one.
The Old Republic?
Yep.
So after I quit World of Warcraft, I've been pretty much,
Which time?
well, only one time technically I quit. I tried to play again, but I just couldn't get back into it. But after that, I've pretty much been scouting for a good online MMO to play, and every single MMO I play has been boring as hell, mostly because they're all the same shit, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty much. Star Wars was really the only one that kind of stood above, but then EA had to step in and just take a dump on it.
It's kind of sad that we have yet to jump or leap in development for MMOs.
They're really reaching a stale point. That's why a lot of them are dying. I'm looking forward, not kind of looking forward. I am looking forward to Bungie's MMO.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's going to be a giant leap forward.
yeah. It seems like that game. I don't know. They haven't released much on it, but I feel like it's going to be a big open world where anybody can jump in at any point and just go do something. And
Yeah.
there's not going to be too much redundancy for questing or that much crap. I could be wrong, but that's what it feels like to me. That's what it's going to be like to just jump in, kind of like PlanetSide I was talking about in a podcast a while ago, where you just jump into the game, you can play with all your equipment, and you don't really feel that nerfed, and you can jump in anywhere and just start fighting, and you can go from there, which is kind of a cool idea. I like that. You skip out on all the redundant fetch quests that every MMO is doing nowadays, and
Those really need to die. God, I hate those.
you get right into the action.
I've not done a quest in WoW because they all are that. Just go fetch this. No, I'm 90. I am not doing that. I don't care if it's a daily that leads to something else. No, I'll go kill people. Screw that.
Yeah, there's definitely way too many of that type of systems in the MMOs, and it's unfortunate because with some MMOs I've played, the gameplay itself has been really fun, and I actually really liked. I'm in this specific sense, I'm talking about the Secret World, which the gameplay in the Secret World was really fun. I liked it a lot. I liked the level up system, which was really cool because it was like when you level up, you get an attribute point that you can spend on anything you want, and then you just increase in your tree from there, which is a really cool idea. And I had a lot of fun with it, but yet again, it was just the annoying fetch quest constantly over and over and over again, and it was just farming and farming and farming. it's just frustrating to experience that again.
Yeah. Technically, Minecraft is an MMO.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose you could say that in a sense.
You could make that argument.
A Minecraft MMO would be intense. I don't know how
Would be.
the entire world would just go away eventually.
Eventually, someone would create a big enough castle that it would take up so much space that people just. I think it would be great to put in siege engines and stuff like that into Minecraft, and then you could lay waste to other people's towers and stuff rather than mining them. Ah, that would create so much chaos, so much havoc. Being
Actually,
able to do warfare.
Actually, we talk about that, but there's this game that what's his face, Notch, was working on with somebody else, and they were working on a game called Worm Online, which is pretty much a Minecraft MMO. So you join, you create a character. The character creation is kind of like D&D character creation, where you roll a bunch of stats and then you pick a bunch of attributes and classes and stuff. And then you jump into the game and you start building. You start from scratch and you build a wooden hammer, and then you build a wooden hatchet, and then you go take down trees, and then you synthesize stuff and alchemize stuff, and then you can go into this whole giant world. And you walk through the world, and all the stuff, all the roads and all the buildings and all the villages and stuff is built by humans in the game, which is really cool concept.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool concept. The last game I played that had awesome siege warfare was Shadowbane. That was a while ago.
Yeah, for MMOs, you can put in all the PvP and crap you want into the game, but in the end, it comes down to the sustainability of the game. How fun is it over a long period of time?
Yeah, I am in no shock that WoW is finally losing subscribership.
Yeah,
They
I
still
heard
have
about that.
8.3 million subscribers. That is just a shit ton of people.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Just because they lost 1.3 or however many subscribers, 8.3 still the top guy on the MMOs. But I'm not shocked at all that they're losing people. The newness of Pandoria has finally washed off, and it's starting to go back to how it was. Sure, I'm sure they'll come up with something that'll draw back a few hundred subscribers, but the game is 8 years old. It's starting. It'll fluctuate. That's what all MMOs do. They'll fluctuate until finally it either bombs or it'll go for a few more years, and then eventually it will bomb because that's just the way of all games.
When World of Warcraft 2 comes out.
Or their new space MMO,
Yeah, that.
StarCraft.
Yeah, we've discussed activity in MMOs in a previous podcast, and there's Final Fantasy Online. I always think about the activity in Final Fantasy Online per server is probably around 5,000 active users per day, and then they have probably 200,000 to 300,000 subscribers, and that MMO has been going on forever now. It started on the PS2 era, and it's still going. It's kind of interesting. So, like people have said, WoW won't be killed by anyone. It'll just kill itself.
I'm looking up Ultima Online because I think that was one of the first MMOs to come out. If not, it was the first. And it is still going on.
How long?
I think when Ultima Online came out, it was. I gotta look that up on Wikipedia. Matt,
September 97.
yeah, 97. So
Jeez.
it's been going for a while.
It's hanging in there.
15 years, yeah. That is quite amazing that it's still going. I had no idea. And it's powered by EA. This is like the only one that I think that EA has not stepped on. I think Origin has not been able to kill this one.
Do you have a subscriber count?
Do I know? When I played it, Ultima Online, there are so many free servers for this game, it'll never fully go down because people reverse hacked it, and then there's all the different seeds of the game out.
It says in 2008 it sat around 100,000 subscribers.
And yeah, well, that's just who play the main game. If
Yeah.
you took in all the free servers out there and combined them, I'm sure it would be in the major millions for this game because it was huge.
Yeah.
It still is huge. I can't believe it's still going. Made by Mythic, that is right.
All right. I think it's a good time now. We can wrap it up.
All right, Matt, close us out.
Hello, everyone. This is Contagious Games, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Rock.